More peppers.
All right.
We have 4 peppers today, and today we're going to run the gambit.
Damn it.
Gambit?
Damn it.
Gamut. First up is a pepper from the tricolor variegata plant. And I'm not sure which one to do next. I think we're going to go with the puma pepper, which is
Human.
what?
Puma.
Puma.
Yes. Puma. You've never seen Puma Man on Mystery Science Theater 3000?
And then I'm excited for this one, the cotton candy habanero. And I think they should be roughly about the same heat because the cotton candy habanero is crossed with the 7-pot. So it's hotter than habaneros, and the puma is not crazy hot like a ghost pepper. And then moving up one more step, 7-pot mad balls. And this one has a story and we can get into it. So we're going to do 4 today because we got a lot to get through this year. Well, how far do you want to take this?
All the way to 11.
I have a Carolina Reaper ready. If you want to have five peppers.
It's been a long time since I've tasted one, so at least raw. So
It's not the most perfect Carolina Reaper, but we can go all the way from about 1,000 Scoville to 2,000,000 Scoville today.
let's do it.
It's a roller coaster.
Whee! No hands, Ma!
So tricolor variegata. I have some facts for you.
Oh boy, factoids.
At least I have things that people put on the internet that I can repeat. So tricolor variegata is definitely on the low end. It's a capsicum annum, which is the same group of bell peppers, jalapenos. So there's really kind of a max heat that any capsicum annum variety can be.
Oh boy, it's gonna be grassy, isn't it?
We'll see. I mean, these ones I might have picked slightly early. They come on purple. And they're starting to get red, but I kind of wanted to get a visual of that color variation. The plant itself is gorgeous. The tricolors are white, green, and purple. So you have all those colors in the foliage. It's a really pretty plant. So ornamental varieties are always edible. It's just, are they easy to pick? Is it a good flavor for putting into things? We're going to find out
tons of
today.
seeds?
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Cheers. Pretty grassy. Just a hint of sweetness.
They kind of remind me of jalapeno flavor. I mean, I don't think we're getting too far from that.
No. Fairly similar. I guess if you were doing like a side by side, there's probably enough difference that you might be able to tell. Very seedy though.
Seedy, a little more fibrous. I think these are good. Like I said, the plant itself is beautiful. It's smaller, it's a more compact plant, so it's going to go great in containers. So if you need some front yard plants that aren't going to piss off your HOA, this is one of them. Very pretty. And then especially if you're not a big fan of really hot stuff, this would be great to grab a few of these, dice them up real fine in salsa. You're gonna get the same effect of a jalapeno, but they're growing in your front yard.
Because they are so fibrous and hardy, these would be a great pickling pepper.
Ooh.
Maybe cut the top off just so the pickling juices can get inside, and then just toss it into the mix.
I like it. Yeah, and if you're not a fan of the grassy, I think they were starting to get sweet because they were starting to ripen. Wait for them to get fully red. If you want something for the front yard that still feeds you, well, it's a good option.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay, let's go with the cotton candy habanero first.
All right.
One of the features that they can have is what's called a bleeding calyx. So the calyx is the little stem end that attaches to the fruit. So what it is, the color of the flesh can kind of work its way up into the stem. So you can have a pinkish, peachish color stem. And so the cotton candy habanero was specifically a Tyler Farms variety. These seeds came from Tyler Farms, and this is their invention. It's a cross between a peach habanero and a white 7-pot bubblegum, which we're growing the white 7-pot bubblegum, which is why I keep getting confused. So this is related. This is a cousin, I suppose. Sweet tropical flavor, habanero level heat. It says it should be milder than the 7-pot, but hotter than the average habanero. They're all growing upwards, though, which is the weird thing to me, because habaneros or 7-pots aren't usually a plant that grows the fruits don't grow upwards. It could just, ooh, I smell habanero.
Yep. Actually, I got kind of close and I could smell it.
Hmm.
Yeah, it definitely has the distinct habanero scent, but a little sweeter.
It has like less edge on it, if
Hmm.
that makes sense.
Yeah, I
That's
think
a
that's
little
probably a good description.
like softer somehow.
Oh, let's see how
Ready?
the flavor is. It definitely has edge on the flavor. It starts off juicy and sweet,
Very sweet.
and then yeah, I'm definitely getting the Seven Pot influence.
Would you say ever so slightly floral?
I don't know if I'd even say floral.
Very sweet.
Hmm.
I like sugar sweet too. Not just like sweet in the way fruit is sweet. It was sweet like sugar.
Hmm.
Cotton candy habanero is a good name for that.
Yeah, this would definitely be good in any kind of a fruit-based hot sauce. Um, if you're trying to add a little bit of pizzazz to a dessert, I think this one would be a good addition. It's definitely not going to overtake a yellow Scotch bonnet as my favorite um, pepper for that purpose, but it's definitely it'd be interesting to use.
And I don't taste the smokiness as much as I
No,
smelled it. That is interesting.
yeah, it's definitely got the bite of the Seven Pot.
It's not fading. Wow.
No,
The tip of my tongue. I have to do factoids for 3 more peppers,
yep.
and I'm tripping over my tongue. This is the real reason to
La, la,
watch
la,
these
la.
episodes. Can Christina get through factoids without being able to feel her tongue?
I like how you almost didn't say your name properly.
All right, well, we can talk about the puma pepper.
Puma.
So this is a really pretty pepper. The plant itself will have like green and purple foliage. The peppers themselves are gorgeous. I mean, they come on a dark purple with like hints of peach in there. And then they ripen to like an orange with a little bit of purple left. They're always like a multicolor. One of the internet places reports it has Italian roots, habanero level heat. Most likely a cross between a pimenta de neyde, Neyde, which is not a pepper I've heard of, and a golden habanero. So yeah, if you know some more history about the puma pepper, let us know. We're just gonna go ahead and eat it. Now this is a very crisp pepper. It almost like flesh wise reminds me of like of a jalapeno. Well, not necessarily thicker, but crisper, if that makes sense. I mean,
Sturdier.
our mics probably even picked up the
Crunch. Getting kind of a habanero scent out of this one.
a little bit.
Yeah. If it was crossed with a golden habanero, then that would make sense.
Ready?
Yep. Again, starts off sweet, a little grassy.
I was too excited to pick them. I maybe could have let them go a little longer.
Heat's a slow build, kind of in back of my throat, back of my tongue.
So you had some of the rib, the pith. I did not, and I'm not getting a lot of heat. So
Yeah, I'm not getting a ton, but it's noticeable. I would say that the um, cotton candy habanero is hotter.
definitely. I'm gonna try a little bit with the um, membrane just to see if I can get some of the heat. Okay, I got more heat that time. The heat's definitely in the membrane and not it seems to be sticking to the membrane really well. And sometimes when you get super hots, it doesn't matter, that the membrane is what creates the capsaicin. It starts to
Yeah.
spread over the entire inside of the pepper. This one seems to stick really well. So if you really were wanting the hot pepper flavor, I'm really getting reminded of ghost peppers. A little bit of bitterness in there from something.
Yeah. Tiny bit, yeah, I can see that.
But this is one where if you wanted to really pull the heat out, I think you could get away with scraping away
Hmm.
the
Yeah.
the membrane and taking some of the heat out.
And because this one is nice and crisp, this is another one that I would pickle. I'm trying to think of what I would use as far as like a food pairing. Maybe just throwing something absolutely random out there I haven't said before. Maybe in some kind of like an asparagus dish. Almost like an infused butter kind of a thing, maybe.
I'm gonna have to try that. That is interesting. I feel like this would be good with any like dark meat dish too. I'm not sure if it's just the color, the purple and yellow color, which makes me go that way towards like roasts and things like that to like decorate a
Hmm.
roast with some spice. Um, I think anywhere you would use a ghost pepper, you could use one of these, and it would just
Yeah.
bring a different visual interest with that
Yeah.
color.
Yeah. I could see, if you've got a crock pot roast, throw it in there. Again, kind of for that visual interest, um, and a little bit of heat leaching out into the roast pan.
And I think if you're into just eating super hot raw, I think it's a good one with a good flavor, good crunch.
Hmm. Yeah.
Nice bit of fruitiness, and it's very juicy. It's a good eating pepper if you're ready for that sort of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of the super hots, they're just kind of flimsy. This one definitely stands up, so uh, good for it. Stand up for yourself, buddy.
Okay, so story time. Story time with Christina
Story
and
time.
Uncle Napalm. Okay, this 7-pot Mad Balls is ready so early, partly because it was on a plant I overwintered. So we grew these last year. We ate this pepper for a video. We were just starting the YouTube channel and
Yeah.
stopped recording halfway through.
Yeah.
It's wild. It was a wild experience from beginning to end.
Because we cut, I think we had a pretty good helping because it was a reaction video. It wasn't,
Yeah.
how can we use this? And so we had a pretty good helping. And the burning in my mouth, I don't think left for at least half an hour. It was insane.
Yeah. So we know what this pepper is like. Even though we don't have a video of us doing it, we know what it's like, and I'm not looking forward to it. Like the Reaper, I don't like. I'm more afraid of the 7-pot Mad Balls than I am the Reaper. There's just something about it. That
Yeah.
flavor is bizarre, very floral.
Again, in your comparison to the Carolina Reaper, it's not as hot, but something about the way it bites is, it just hurts more.
Let's get some facts.
Facts.
So
It hates you.
it does hate you. It is a cross between a Trinidad yellow 7-pot and a chocolate ghost pepper. Comes from the pepper grower who goes by the handle of Mad Hatter. 2013, this site reports. Pushing 1 million Scovilles, ghost pepper range. Mad Hatter, if you're out there, I have no words for you.
You did some work on this one. I'll
uh,
give you that one.
I don't want to do it. Oh no, that is crisp too. What? There's like all this water, but these peppers were dry when I put them on here. That might be. No way is that capsaicin oil. Do you see all the water on the
Yeah, oh
plate?
yeah, I see it.
That came out of that pepper when I cut it. Something that I thought about after.
Oh,
Did it just drip
yep.
out?
Yeah, I flipped it up. Oh
Oh
god.
my gosh. That okay. Don't shake it too much. It'll go in our eyes. We're not wearing safety glasses.
All right.
Oh,
Uncle
I can
Napalm has a
see.
terrible idea.
Wait, don't use your finger. Oh gosh.
Yeah, it's spicy, but I wouldn't say it's pure capsaicin oil.
Okay. That's what I wonder what might have been with the 7 yellow brain strain pepper, that it was actually more just moisture in the pepper that came out when we cut it. Because I thought about that afterwards. We should
Hmm.
have gone back and tried to check it to see.
Yeah, I thought about that at the time too, but I didn't really want to do that. Recenter. Wow, didn't even wait for me.
No, I didn't eat it. I was smelling it.
Oh,
Oh, did you eat it?
yep.
Ah. Tastes like soap.
Yeah, it's got a very bitter, not quite sour flavor to it. Yeah, it's building in the back of my throat.
It's in my nostrils. It's in my
Uh-oh.
nostrils. It's very floral. The floral, bitter.
Yeah.
You know we have to eat a Reaper yet too.
Yeah, I know. This is
Ah,
this
just
is how
like
I'm
at first.
preparing.
Ooh, it's hard. It's a hard pain. I need a napkin. I'll be right back. Oh boy. Oh no. Oh no. Oh
Christine's
no.
going for a walk again. Too bitter and floral. I can't really think of a good.
And the spice it just bites.
Yeah. Maybe if you've got like a curry goat and you really want to ramp up the heat.
Like a what?
Curry goat.
A curry goat.
Yes. Curry with goat.
Curry goat. Curry goat. Curry goat. Oh, what is it about this pepper that is so hard to? It hurts so much. We hate ghost peppers and the brain strain yesterday or last whatever day it was, and it wasn't. It was hot, but it wasn't like.
Yeah, I still want to say that feeling I'm getting under my tongue, right at the bottom of my jaw, is almost like a cramping feeling.
But this is what I imagine getting a tattoo would feel like. If you got a tattoo in the roof of your mouth, it's like 1,000 needles are just constantly.
Definitely not pleasant. It's not enjoyable.
If you want to hurt yourself, this is a pepper to try. I mean, other peppers are just as hot. Some peppers are hotter. But there is just something about it. What are we going to eat that with? Curry goat,
Yeah,
Indian
curry goat,
food,
Indian food.
Pakistani food.
Yeah.
That would be a good, honestly, that would be a good pepper in biryani. I think you're right. Like the more gamey meats, like goat or
hmm
mutton.
Yeah, just because of the flavor profile, the punch of it,
Yeah.
you need something to stand up to that.
Yeah.
All right, factoids with Christina.
Right. Carolina Reaper kind of almost needs no introduction. Most everyone knows, but you name like Carolina Reaper, you can't ignore that pepper. Officially the hottest pepper in the world. There are some peppers that say they're hotter, but there can be quite a bit of variation from season to season depending on the environmental conditions. You can also have unstable hybrid lines. So, like, 3 generations later, 3 seasons later, it's not as hot as it was in the first season. So, when they do the Guinness Book of World Records stuff, it's usually an average of a certain number of years. I forget the exact number, but there are a couple waiting in the wings who try to take the title of the hottest pepper in the world away from the Carolina Reaper, 2 of which were also invented by Ed Curry, who invented the Carolina Reaper. I'm getting a headache. A pepper gave me a headache. I have a headache like right here. Some places are reporting that Ed Carey crossed a ghost pepper and a red habanero, and then of course selectively bred it to be hotter and hotter. But that didn't seem right, and I was looking up other sources, and some other places that I trust more, like Chili Pepper Madness. I think there was somewhere else. The wiki page says ghost pepper. I don't know, so I'm pretty sure it wasn't a ghost pepper. And looking up some other stuff, it's hard to find information direct from Ed Curry. A couple other sources are saying a Pakistani Naga viper crossed with a red habanero to get the sweetness. And that makes more sense to me because I definitely taste that scorpion flavor. And I've kind of been subconsciously talking about the scorpion lineage of Carolina Reaper. And the Pakistani Naga viper, they said it was a 3-way hybrid from the Naga Morich, Buchalokia, and the Trinidad scorpion.
Oh boy.
So, which were basically at the time the 3 hottest peppers in the world. And so then that Naga Viper crossed with the red habanero. Selective breeding years later, we have the Carolina Reaper. Ooh, it's definitely really shiny inside. A lot of the oil sticking to the walls. I don't think we're going to avoid it here like we did with the Puma. Oh, it just smells like a Reaper. Very pungent. Oh gosh, this is going to be twice as hot, even technically twice as hot as that 7-pot Mad Balls. Oh, jeez.
Yep. Just that distinct Reaper smell. Yeah, it smells sweet, a little floral.
And angry.
Yeah, definitely like almost makes your nose pucker.
Flavor time.
Flavor time. Immediate intense burn. Very fairly bitter in the flavor department. It's right in the back of the throat.
Here's the thing that's kind of scary about Reapers. Whereas that 7-pot Mad Ballz kind of like just punches you in the face. It's like you're getting stung by bees. Reaper is much more stealthy and sneaky. Yeah, there it's starting. Especially if you eat a whole Reaper, the average peak for heat is 6 minutes after you ate it. So for 6 minutes, it gets worse. Ah! How long has it been? It's like 4:31. It's not even been a minute.
I was gonna say it's been like 45 seconds. Yeah, it's attaching on the side of my tongue now. A little bit inside the lips. Still just attacking the back of the throat though. Doing the whole speedball thing with my, or speed bag thing with my tonsils.
What?
Speed bag. You know,
What?
boxing? You know, do 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 do.
Oh.
Doing that? Yeah, it's doing that with my tonsils.
I can see where people freak out with the Carolina Reaper because the 7-pot Mad Ballz is like, bam, you're in pain. Mm-hmm. This is like you think you're fine. Oh, I did it. And then you don't know why it's getting worse. I mean, and we know why because we've had that discussion.
It's definitely hot. Definitely still there. Christina's gone. Rip. And as I've said in almost all our other videos, I'm drinking water because it spreads the capsaicin oil because
you're crazy.
I like to hurt myself.
Yeah.
I'm actually starting to come down from mine already. How are you feeling? No?
What would you pair this with?
Again, probably some kind of a curry. Maybe chicken curry. Because the flavor isn't as strong and pronounced, I don't think. But definitely something that you would think of as being a traditionally hot dish. Always make mapo tofu with it.
Oh.
So even though the heat level's coming down, the stinging on the side of my tongue is still there. Kind of like maybe like the after effect after you put a 9-volt on your tongue.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Except it's like your entire freaking tongue.
Yeah. The sides of your tongue, not the tip of your tongue. That'd be kind of weird to.
That's now that you've said that, I can't not think about it. It is almost exactly like touching a 9-volt to your tongue, except it's all over your tongue and there's no end. And now I'm questioning my life choices. Like what has happened in my life that has led me to recording myself on YouTube eating hot peppers that make me hurt and freak out.
Hi, meeting me with life choices.
Because you were eating spicy food before me and Jesse were eating spicy food. And then you come over to our house and be like, do you have any hot sauce? I'll be like, no, why would we have hot sauce? And then one day my husband is like, let's grow hot peppers. And I'm like, okay. Dumb. It was dumb. Because now I have to eat them.
You don't have to. It's just more entertaining than watching me eat them.
It's entertaining watching you eat them. A little bit. You don't react as much. Your tolerance is better. Maybe you should. Yeah. Maybe you should eat half a Carolina Reaper. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. No, don't do it. Don't do it.
Well, thank you for joining us on this spicy adventure, and Let us know what your thoughts are on some of these, what your favorite dish would be with them.
Don't do it. Just don't buy peppers for me. That's no, don't do it.
Bye-bye.